QuickBooks Online can function as a full-fledged automated sales tax system which tracks and keeps you up to date on the total sales tax liability for your company. Let's get straight into it. The first step is to set up automated sales tax. You can go to the taxes menu and select sales tax. Click on get started. Here you will get the address that you entered while setting up the company file. On the basis of this business address, you have established a physical presence, a physical nexus with the state, and you have to pay the sales tax in that state. We'll get more into it later. Ensure that this address is accurate, and you can make any changes by selecting the pencil icon and then making the changes, then selecting next. If you set up custom sales taxes and tax agencies, then you will have to match them with the official ones to enable automated sales tax. But after that, QuickBooks will take care of the rest. I'll select the drop down option against California first and select the appropriate tax agency, which is California Department of Tax and Fee Administration. In California, I have a single sales tax for the entire state, but in Arizona, I have first the state tax rate and then the tax rate for Texan City. The combined rate amounts to 9.1%, and I have to select the agencies for both of these tax rates. Even when the combined rate is used on an invoice or sales receipt, you can view the total sales tax liability by each of the tax agencies, even if the tax rates were combined. So when you go to the reports, you can view the individual sales tax liability for both Arizona state tax and Tuscan City state tax. The combined rate just facilitates the process of invoicing and sending sales receipts and receiving payments. I want to apply the same tax agency to all of these tax rates, so I'll mark the option, select all of the tax agencies, and then I'm going to select the tax agency and apply to the two selected tax rates. Then select next, and I can verify the sales tax rates that I have set up here. I have the option to change them. Once I have made all the necessary changes, I can click on save and QuickBooks will set up sales taxes. Now we'll head over to the sales tax center where we'll have to select the filing frequency for each of the tax agencies. The filing frequency depends on the average sales tax liability per month, and QuickBooks gives you a reference table for the same. So if your sales tax liability per month on average is below 2000 bucks, then you can file sales tax returns annually. Whereas if it is above 2000 but below 8000, then you need to file quarterly, and if it is above 8000 bucks, then you have to file that sales tax returns monthly. I'll select the filing frequency for the first tax agency and move on to the next one. Then I'll select for the second tax agency and then save. The good thing is that you can verify this information by going to the source link and getting the information straight from the horse's mouth. I'll click on save, and now I can access the sales tax center. The sales tax center shows me the sales tax agencies that I have in my company. Then I have the sales tax settings, which allows me to set up new sales tax agencies and custom tax rates. I have economic nexus, which I'll get to in a minute, and I have a few reports that I can look at and know more about the sales taxes that I need to pay. And lastly, I have all of the sales tax returns. I can view the returns, I can record payments, and also add adjustments. These cards list the total sales tax liability for the period mentioned. So if I click on California, I still owe around 338 bucks to the tax agencies. If I go over to the sales tax settings, I can look at the sales tax agencies that I have set up and also the custom rates. I can add agencies as well as add rates. So if I want to add an agency, I can select the name of the agency. Let's say I want to set up sales tax agency for Golden City, Colorado. I'll select the state name. I'll just select the agency. That is the name of the city. I can select the filing frequency and then the start date for the tax that I want to track and the reporting method. In this case, I have accrual and I'll save this. I have a third tax agency set up. I have the option to edit the information for the sales tax agencies as well as make them inactive. I cannot delete the tax agency, but making them inactive would hide it from the sales forms and the reports in QuickBooks. Let's just look at adding rates. I'll select the option. I have two options in here, again single and combined. The single rate is for a single tax rate. Let's say you want to have a tax rate for one single district or county. If you have a state with local taxes for cities as well as districts, then you can select the combined tax rate and add the tax rate for each of the agencies. I'll select the agency as Colorado. And the second one is Golden City tax. And I'll select the agency as Colorado Golden. And I have to add the rates for both of these. I can quickly search the internet for the information. I'll just go to. And here I have the information that I require. I can use the sales tax information here. I'll just set up the rate as for the Colorado sales tax, it is 4%. And for for Golden City, it is 3%, and I have a total combined sales tax rate of 7%. I'll save it and I can use this sales tax rate on the invoices that I create in future. Heading back to the sales tax center, QuickBooks again prompts me to select the filing frequency for this new tax agency that I set up, and I can select quarterly and save. I also have the option to look at the economic nexus. You have to pay sales tax in each of the states where your business has established a nexus. A nexus is simply a strong connection between the state and your business. There are two main ways to establish a nexus. The first is physical nexus, and the second is economic nexus. Physical nexus is established when you have people or property in a particular state. People can include your employees, remote workers, as well as owners, but not subcontractors. And property can be owned or leased and include things like your warehouse, vehicles, office spaces. Most businesses only need to care about physical nexus because economic nexus is established when your business meets the threshold for the sales value or volume set up by a given state. So a state may have a threshold of $100,000 in sale or more than 200 transactions, establishing a nexus. And then you have to register for sales tax in that particular state and start collecting sales tax from the customers on behalf of the appropriate tax agency for the state or county or city. Once you have enabled sales taxes in QuickBooks Online, you can create invoices and apply sales tax on taxable items. I'll head over to the new menu and then create a new invoice. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to create a new customer. I'll enter the contact details for this customer. The billing address is the default address on the basis of which QuickBooks will calculate the sales tax. Make sure that this address is accurate because QuickBooks will use it to calculate the sales tax if you also use it as the shipping address for this customer. You can mark this customer as tax exempt and you can select one of the reasons available. So, tax exempt customers can include federal agencies, in some cases, state agencies, hospitals, as well as wholesalers and retailers of your product. If your customer is not the final consumer of the product, then you can use the resale option and attach the resale certificate that you obtained in the add attachment section here. You can then click on save and the information is populated in the invoice. I'll then select the product and QuickBooks calculates the total sales tax liability on this product. If I click on see the math, I can see that even though I'm selling to a customer who is based in New York, the tax is calculated on the basis of California. And this is because QuickBooks by default is using the location of sale address to calculate the sales tax. As I'll be shipping this order, I can click on shipping information and QuickBooks will use this information to calculate the sales tax rate. As soon as I update this information, QuickBooks will inform me that I have not yet set up a tax agency for this location. In this case, I can head over to see the map. I can select yes if I want to collect sales tax for this location, then save and continue. Now QuickBooks will find the up-to-date tax rates for the location. So the New York state tax is 4%, and for the New York City it is 4.875%. The combined rate comes out to 8.875%. I can see the total sales tax on this item and click on close. I'll then select save and close. I have recorded the sales tax. I'll head back to the sales tax center. Set the filing frequency for this new tax agency. I'll scroll down and in the report section, I'll look at the tax liability report. I can change the reporting period to view for this quarter and select run report. I can now see the total sales tax liability for each of the tax agencies. The plus point is that I also can see the individual sales tax liability even though I use the combined rates on the invoice. For New York, the combined rate was around 8.8%, of which 4% was for New York State and the rest was for New York City. And I have that bifurcation over here. This can be very helpful if you are filing sales tax returns in locations that have different sales tax agencies. This can be very helpful in places where there are different sales tax departments on the basis of state, city, county, and special districts. And some districts and counties also use third parties to collect sales taxes on their behalf. And so in that case too, all of this information is going to be very valuable for your business. I'll head back to the sales tax center and I'll take a look at the next report, that is the taxable customer report. This report lists all of the customers and their information from whom I have collected sales tax till now. If I want to mark a customer as non-taxable, I can go to the customer account, click on edit and mark the customer as tax exempt. I can select the reason for exemption. In this case, I'll select resale. I can attach the resale certificate in the attachment section and click on save. When I go back to the sales tax center and look at the report for taxable customer report, I can see that this customer is no longer taxable, even though I've collected sales tax from them. Apart from customers, there are certain items that can be non-taxable. And if I head back over to the sales tax center and look at the non-taxable transaction review, I can get a list of all of the transactions on which sales tax wasn't charged. This can include transactions where the customer is tax exempt or where the invoice contains items that are non-taxable. The good thing is that I can mark items as non-taxable in QuickBooks, and for that I'll head over to the gear icon and select product and services. I can either create a new item or select edit for an old item and scroll down and click on edit sales tax. I can change the sales tax category on the basis of the category. The total sales tax rate that is applied will also change. The good thing, QuickBooks and Intuit take care of updating the sales tax rate to ensure that you comply with tax agencies and file your tax returns accurately. But if the item is non-taxable, that is if it is an item that is essential such as food, grocery or clothing under a certain amount, or it is non-taxable in a particular state, then you can mark the item as non-taxable. Then click on save and close. When you go back to the sales tax center and view the non-taxable transaction review, you'll find that all of the transactions with non-taxable items and tax-exempt customers will appear in this report. Once I have recorded all of this information, I want to file the sales tax returns. I cannot do that with QuickBooks, but I can use the information in the sales tax liability report to file the sales tax returns accurately. Once I've done that, I can record the payment made in QuickBooks, and for that, I need to select the appropriate tax agency. Then I can click on View Tax Return. I have the option to add an adjustment. Adjustments can be used to increase or decrease the total sales tax liability, and you can select the reason for the same. Select credit and discount if you received a credit or discount from the tax agency for filing your sales taxes early. You can select prior prepayments if you made advanced payments in any of the previous tax periods. You can select prepayments to include payments for the upcoming sales tax periods, and you can select other if you are including the payment for penalties, interest, and rounding errors. Both credit discount and prior prepayments will decrease your total sales tax liability, and prepayments and other will increase your total sales tax liability. If you select something that decreases your total sales tax liability, you'll have to select an income account to record the amount by which the sales tax liability decreases. But if you select an option to increase the total liability, you'll have to select an expense account accordingly. You can create new accounts or select the miscellaneous or other income or expense account to record these transactions. You can enter the amount by which you want to decrease or increase. In this case, I'm increasing it, and I'll click on add. I can see that my total sales tax liability has increased to 37.5 bucks. Once I've made the payment, I can click on record payment, select the tax amount, select the date on which I made the payment, the bank account through which the payment was made, and enter a description for this transaction. If I paid through check, then I can print it out and click on record payment. And I have all of the information for this payment made for sales tax. I'll go back to the sales tax center, select the tax agency, and I can see that the sales tax return has been marked as paid. Let's come to a few frequently asked questions that we get from our clients. The first is, do I need to pay sales tax on online sales? Yes, you do, especially if you are selling from your own website or from your own social media profile page. In these cases, you need to file the sales tax with all of the tax agencies with which you have established a nexus. What if I sell on marketplaces such as eBay and Amazon? No, you don't, because of the marketplace facilitator laws, which require online marketplaces such as Amazon and eBay to collect sales taxes on behalf of the vendor and remit them to the appropriate tax agency. So the burden falls on the online marketplaces, and you can rest assured that sales tax returns will be filed on your behalf. How do I know if QuickBooks is keeping the sales tax rates up to date? Intuit has a whole team that keeps track of the sales tax rates and regularly updates them so that you can file your sales tax returns accurately. If you found this video helpful and informative, then hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more information on QuickBooks.